Central Bank of Nigeria has retained its monetary policy rate at 27.50% as part of the outcome of the Apex Bank's 301st Monetary Policy Committee meeting on Tuesday. The CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso says the decision to hold all monetary parameters steady was unanimous as the committee assessed the impact of previous rate hikes on inflation and economic stability. TV360's correspondent Opayemi Wosheni has more on the story.
Many analysts had predicted the Central Bank of Nigeria was going to hold key rates, and that's exactly what the Apex Bank did. Addressing journalists after the MPC meeting in Abuja, the CBN governor says the move to retain the 27.50 monetary policy rate is targeted at sustaining the momentum of disinflation and sufficiently containing price pressures in the country.
Retain the monetary policy rate MPR at 27.50%. 2. Maintain the asymmetric corridor around the MPR at plus 500 to minus 100 basis points. 3. Retain the cash reserve ratio, CRR, for deposit money banks at 50% and for merchant banks at 16%. And 4, keep the liquidity ratio unchanged at 30%.
The committee also retained the asymmetric corridor around the MPR at plus 500 to minus 100 basis points, cash reserve ratio of deposit money banks at 50% and merchant banks at 16%, and left the liquidity ratio unchanged at 3%. The MPC acknowledged a modest decline in the country's inflation and reaffirmed its commitment to driving the rate towards single digits over time.
Headline inflation in June 2025, the third consecutive month of deceleration. This was largely driven by the moderation in energy prices and stability in the foreign exchange market. Where we're coming from, that will give a good view, a better view of where we're going to. We're coming from a situation of enormous money supply. Enormous money supply. And I've spoken about this in different fora. I've spoken about the huge injections that went into our economy from ways and means, unprecedented and probably difficult to find any other place to compare it with.
Fielding questions from journalists, the CBN governor disclosed that the introduction of the non-resident BVN for diasporans has made transactions easier for them. He also disclosed that 8 banks have met the recapitalization process.
We have one bank that has raised a significant amount of money on the London Stock Exchange. That clearly is a reflection of the way that the international investors view the banking system. And I was, again, very privileged to have a conversation with a good number of them about 3 or 4 weeks before this listing took place. And really and truly, a lot of interest, I must say, a lot of interest internationally on putting money on the Nigerian financial system. A lot of interest.
The next MPC meeting is scheduled for September 20th and 21st, 2025. Meanwhile, the Apex Bank says it will continue to closely monitor economic development and adjust policies where necessary to maintain macroeconomic stability. Opayemi Wosheni, TV360 News, Lagos.